This video is not for you if you are someone who has not earned a single penny. If you are somebody who has earned 500, 5,000, 50,000, 1 lakh or 1.5 lakh or 2 lakhs a month, then this video is for you. Because I'm gonna tell you one or two basic things that you need to do, which are basic, but not many people are doing it. But once you do it, your monthly income is gonna see a spike. Because this thing, it is not a strategy, it's not a formula, it's just a mere observation that has worked for me, that has worked for people who are in my paid community, who are under my wing, whom I am managing on an everyday basis. It's working for them, it's working for me, it's working for everybody. And that is, you have to, whenever you sit down to work, for example, you wake up at 10 and you start work at 11 and you complete your work at 6. So for instance, you are working for 7 hours. Now, after every 2 hours, what you need to do is you need to write down what you did in the last 2 hours, right? Just write it down what you did in the last 2 hours. And initially this is gonna be sloggy, very sloppy and very bad, because at times, and you would have to write everything that's there, because I know what it usually would be. It would be like you worked, then you watched a reel, then you went into Instagram for 30 good minutes, then you wasted time, then you again worked for a few hours. Write everything down, that what you did in those last 2 hours. And there is a reason why this is a 2 hour time frame, because 2 hours your brain can grasp what all you did. As soon as you make it over to like you would like to sum up 3 hours, past 3 hours, you start missing out the minute details. And minute details is all that we need to capture, because that's how we are going to make the tweak that I'm going to tell you later on. So write everything down. Okay. And whenever you clock out your day, now I don't know about you because I don't know your working schedule, whether you are someone like me who has a good work-life balance yet works 10-12 hours a day, or you are somebody who's like a lion that you work only 3-4 hours a day, but whenever you are working, you are giving your 100% to it. So just write down what you do in the last 2 hours, what all you did, start working again, write what all you did in the last 2 hours. And when your day is closing, just go through the list and see what all time wastage you did, what could have been avoided, and how you could have optimized this time frame while you are working to achieve your absolute best. Because if you are working, and this is my personal theory, this is how I operate, if you are working, then you are only working. Because if you are mixing work with other personal things like chatting and all that stuff, then you are not in the deep work session. Work sessions are of 2-3 types. I'll make a separate video on it, but you need to be absolutely locked in. This is one tweak. Now from this, what's gonna happen is that I told you, you have to be honest. If you are not honest in this exercise for the next 2 weeks, you are not gonna see any good results. Once you become honest, you start writing yourself down that, okay, I was working for this particular time, then a reel came in, then I got diverted to Instagram, then I went into this deep trap of thinking, then I did this overthinking, then I made a false scenario in my head that is nowhere near existence, that may or may not happen. Then I started wondering about things that are not even about to happen in the last 1 or 2 years, or in the next 1 or 2 years. I'm worried about things, I'm fearful, I am not feeling good and all that stuff. Once you write this thing down and you read it at the end of the day, there will be tweaks that will be coming from inside of you, that you need to change this thing. And that's how this initial change happens. So this very basic thing, but people can't just do it. People will not be able to do it for 2 good weeks. And that's the catch. That's what you have to do. And that's how you have to be accountable for yourself. Like people under my wing who are in my inner circle, that is absolutely paid, but it is not that much of a high cost. It's at a cost of a pizza. So what I do there is I make sure each one of them is personally tracking what they did in the last 2 hours. So there are basically reminders set for people that what you did in the last 2 hours. Give me an update in real time, so I know what you are doing, and be honest. Because if you are not honest with me, you are not gonna get the results that you actually want. And you want those results because that's why you are in my inner circle. In my inner circle, if you are there, you are working with a walking cheat code and you have to make the most out of it, right? So that is one thing. Second thing is, you need to take out time in your day to browse social media. That's it. That's where I said it. I know you are not like me. Many people cannot be like me. Only 1 out of 100 could be like me, that you just completely get rid of every short form content, every kind of dopamine hit that you get by watching things that are not even happening in your life, that you are consuming from the outside world. I get it. I respect it, because whatever I'm saying is based on a sample size of decent amount of people that I interact with on an everyday basis. What you need to do is you need to make sure that you have a specific time slot for Instagram, Twitter, and every other short form content. Because if I cannot stop you from consuming it, I can definitely help you channel it in a better way. So once you are done with your work, once you have a free time, but not before sleep, because then your sleep will be disturbed. And I don't know how much you prioritize your sleep, but I do prioritize it. So I don't mess with my sleep unless it's real urgent. But do it before sleep and after work. In between that 1 hour, do everything you want to do. Consume the content, share reels with your friend, consume brain rot content if you want, and do everything that you want. But you gotta do this thing, because that's how you are not even completely neglecting that front. You are still having those dopamine hits, you are still enjoying your life, you are still working out, you are still working good, and everything is being sorted. But at the same time, you are getting those hits, the rush, the pleasure that you watch from that kind of content. Plus you are working and growing as a professional as well, and it's not taking much of your time. Because if you do not plan your social media usage and you do it impromptu, it's gonna be very much problematic, and that's the reason you are where you are. Because if you landed on this video, high chances are you just didn't open it because of me. You were just casually scrolling and I came out of nowhere. And that's how it usually is. But not everyone like me would be coming up on your feed who is gonna tell you good things that are gonna help you. People are here going to do a number of things that may or may not help you. In 99% cases, they are just gonna make your time waste, go into drain, or what can I say in very bad terms? I don't want to say it. So that is the core thing. Number one, recap of events that happened in the last 2 hours, and then dedicating particular time slot for social media consumption, because that's how you're gonna succeed. And once you do this exercise for 2, and better if done for 3 weeks, it's gonna become a habit. Once it becomes a habit, you are gonna become unstoppable. That is it. That's literally it. Now there are other minor tweaks, like you can make a to-do list before you go to sleep, and as soon as you wake up, you make your bed, you get out of bed, you don't go out of your room, you just pick a very small task, a very micro task that takes around 2 to 3 minutes of your time, and you just do it. It can be as low as creating a LinkedIn post, a Twitter post, or consuming a piece of news, or doing something that kickstarts your day with something that as soon as I woke up, I did a particular task and now I am all set. Because that sets the baseline for your day. If your day starts like a crybaby, it's gonna end like a crybaby unless something really good happens. If your day starts like a warrior, as a man of substance, high possibility that it's just gonna get increased over hours and hours, and by the end of the day you would be very much productive, no time wastage, and everything would be as per you. So yeah, that is pretty much it for this video. If you want to join my inner circle, the link is in the description and it would be showing up here as well. The fees is very minimal. It's on a monthly basis, and I host weekly sessions over there, and I provide one-on-one solutions to everyone who is inside there, and I just solve everything. So if you want to be a part of the exclusive community, you are more than welcome. If not, you are free to hit and trial and do experimentation on your own and do all the other stuff. So I don't really care about it, because as I've said many times, my hourly rate is giving me more money than what this membership is giving me. It's just my way of associating and helping people out who are trying to do something in their life. So yeah, with that note, I'll see you in the next video.